With us, round number 5, Wrangler National Finals Rodeo, and barrels are being set up in the arena. Butch, let's take a look at some of the rules. Brought to you by Geico.
Well, the rules in the barrel race are actually fairly simple. It is a cloverleaf pattern the ladies will be running, and the fastest time wins. There's 3 barrels set up. You can pick the right barrel or the left barrel first, and it's 2 turns the opposite direction. That actually performs that cloverleaf. It's timed right down to the 100th of a second with an electric eye. So you have no room for human error. It is absolutely fast, and it was very fast last night. I look forward to be fast again tonight.
And demonstrating there, Sherry Cervi and Stingray. Sherry's 5th in that average race, but she's number 1 in the world. Won round 3 was the quickest time that we've seen so far this week, 13:65. Nellie Williams scheduled to be the first cowgirl to hit the arena.
Well, Nellie comes up the alley, and boy, it is a long approach, and when they turn them loose, it's entirely up to the ladies, and then to pick up that first barrel very quick. Well, Nellie just did it perfectly. Nice turn on that first one. 2 good turns. Now, if she can get around that 3rd and final barrel and get out of there, she will. Watch the clock. 13 seconds have been in the money, and she is there. 13:97. We'll see if that holds up.
She's 4th in the average. She's made about 14,000 so far this week as Lisa Lockhart gets set. She's been great. 2nd in the average, 5th in the world, already won more than 32,000. And you got to like her at the top of the ground. She could be really tough.
Boy, and I like this horse. You know, normally we're so used to seeing Lisa ride Chisholm that when she rolled in on Louis, this is a horse she rode at the Canadian finals, and bumped that barrel. Didn't knock it down, and she's had great luck, and she takes the lead. 13:62. Now the pace is set.
Yeah, that's the fastest time that we have seen so far this week. That eclipses Sherry Cervi's 13:65, and this just became a really, really tough round if you're trying to get that first place check.
Yeah, but here comes Dolly, and I'm telling you, I love this horse of Jill Moody's. Strong, powerful, has an attitude, they say, out of the arena, but in the arena, you talk about good turns, kind of a little wide out of the 3rd, and still comes in 13:63, 100th of a second away from the lead, and that little bobble on that 3rd barrel cost her taking it.
What a tough go-around. 13:62, 13:63. Brenda Mays full speed into that first barrel.
Yeah, Brenda, she wants to get things rolling. She's won a little money so far on Jethro, the AQHA Barrel Horse of the Year. Both Beth Jethro and Brenda have had a fantastic year, and she'd like to get in there on this one. 13:84. That puts her in 3rd place. Good for Brenda.
Boy, they've been fast this year at the NFR. Just runs in the upper 13s have been commonplace. Defending world champion Brittany Posey won the world title in 07, won it in 09.
Well, a year ago she owned the arena on Duke. This year she has struggled a little. And she hits that first barrel again tonight. All the girls came to town with backup horses. I'm kind of waiting to see if Brittany may change things as we go into the second half of the Wrangler Park. Watch the clock, 14:25, but after you hit a barrel, you just kind of ease through the pattern. You can see Duke just kind of shouldered in there a little on that first turn, and that's too bad. Brittany's struggling a little. We'll see if she changes things.
Lindsay Sears and Martha, always a threat.
Always a threat. Now watch Lindsay as she keeps Martha's nose just tipped in just a little bit. Ooh, wide turn on that first barrel. But this horse is so fast, she can make up for it, but that wide turn will take her chances away probably. We'll see. We'll see if Martha has the gas to make up for it. 14:09, and that's exactly what happened. That's a great run. But see how she got by that barrel just a little bit? Lindsay's pulling, trying to keep Martha's nose in. That's as wide as I've ever seen that horse go by a barrel.
Sherry Cervi, 2-time world champion. She won in 95 and 99. Has not won a world championship in this decade. But she starts round 5, 1st in the world. And Stingray's firing on all cylinders. 13:70.
13:70. That is 3rd, but she's won over $200,000 already this year on Stingray, and she's got a $50,000 lead, so she is in the driver's seat still, no question.
Yeah, and sitting right at the $2 million mark in career earnings. Sydney Blanchard kind of colliding with the gate right there. These barrel horses, they're a little high-strung.
Yeah, we talk about the Bronx and they shoot a little crazy. Coming up that alley is just as crazy. But man, Sydney Blanchard's had a fantastic NFR. The first time she's came to town, 3rd in the average. She's won nearly $30,000. And 13.86 is going to hold her very solid in the average. Put her in the top 5 right now in this round.
They are bred to run. 13:62 has the lead. Bennett Barrington getting set. Still looking for her first check. She's 9th in the average. She has a kind of a different approach. Goes a long ways down that alley before she turns them loose.
Yeah, she does, and she wants to just get this run set up quick. Good turn. Now this could be her chance. Nice. Tough round, of course. We know that. She needs to be in the 13s to have a chance, but she has a chance to be that fast. We'll see if she and Nikki can do it. You bet. 13:79. I believe that puts her 4th in the round.
Angie Metters won last night. She had a time of 13:68. Going to have to get pretty close to that tonight to get one of the bigger checks. 13:62, still the time to beat.
You know, I talk about the gals and they bring backup horses, and you know, Angie came to town on Fanny. After the second go-around, she changed, and it paid off. The first night, she ran a little better run. The second night, she rode this horse. She won the go-around. Oh, but you can see the third round on this horse. He shortened up just a little bit, hit that second barrel, and she is going to take a 5-second penalty. So 13:93 goes to 18:93. That's too bad.
Tana Popenoe out of the average last night. Kind of struggled in that round, you know, just kind of became, she went one way, her horse went the other, and I'm telling you, you have no idea how tough it is to barrel race in this little building.
Well, and you know, these turns, they're tough, and she lifts that inside leg up to get around that second barrel. That was the barrel she actually went off on last night, so Tana makes a good run, and she makes a nice time, 14 and 13/100ths. But these horses, when they turn and they drive off that hind end, you know, the G-forces are amazing. And if your upper body is out of position, you need to be pushing on the horn, you know, but yet you're trying to keep them into position. Trust me, it's not easy.
And it happens so fast. Jeannie Anderson next to go.
Boy, good hustle right here. Jeannie comes out of that second barrel in good shape. Boy, these horses, you know, you take these horses, all 15 of them, anywhere you want, and they're dominating. You put them all in the same building, though, it is very competitive. 14:21 for Jeannie Anderson.
Sherry Lynn Johnson. If you measured out the distance, the difference between 13:62 and 14:21, that's not very far.
No, it's not very far, and it's not very much time, really, when you just a blink of an eye. You know, we talk like it's all day, but it isn't. Just a stumble here, maybe a foot out of position on one of the barrels. We'll see now what we can do with Sherry Lynn. Comes around that third final turn, but you see that horse kind of come up on top of the ground, and that just slows things down just a little bit. You know, you want him in the ground, that forward momentum. 13:99, that's a very good run, but I don't think that's in the top 6 tonight either, just out of it.
Christina Richmond, horse nice and quiet.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Stitch, it's like, well, you just tell me when we want to just ease up there, Christina.
Yeah, it's more like a Western pleasure horse right there than a barrel racing horse. You know what handling a barrel racing horse is like? Give your 5-year-old a Red Bull. That's pretty much what it is, trying to keep them dialed in. They have a lot of energy. They are high-strung.
They do, and Christina comes in 6th in the average. There's only 7 ladies that have had clean runs every night here. Christina's one of them. This is a nice horse. See how he leads around that third and final turn? I mean, good drive out of there, but 14 and 13, she's going to hold her position in the average. That's not going to help her in this round. It's a tough round.
Kelly Tolbert's been tough. She's won $37,000. Won round 2 with a time of 13:68. Starts the night 10th in the average. Number 6 in the world standings.
Boy, and you want your hand position up on those reins. You know, sometimes these girls will even tie knots in that rein so they don't zip that rein through your hand, because you got to help the horses around these turns. Little wild on that second barrel. Cleo, I mean, aggressive run. We'll see if she can clock 14 and 3/100. She was kind of getting on the, you know, coming up on top of the ground on 2 of those turns. It slowed her down just a hair. Another
fast night. In fact, the quickest night that we have seen so far at the Wrangler National Finals. Our results brought to you by Justin Boots. Winning time there for Lisa Lockhart, 13:62. 1/100th of a second faster than Jill Moody at 13:63. What a quick night.